Right, good afternoon, everyone. We're going to be looking at what trademarks are and why they are important to consumers. So what is the significance of having a TM at the top of a logo or a brand? TM stands for trademark. It indicates who the manufacturer is. So it helps one to distinguish one good from one manufacturer versus that of another one. It also gives a idea of the type of quality that you're going to be getting. It offers you protection, the consumer, as well as the manufacturer. So if anyone is imitating their product and the other person's product hasn't been trademarked, they have legal protection. So it helps businesses control a share of the market with their trademark. An established trademark makes it easier for a manufacturer to add new products. So let's just try and distinguish between a couple of different types of trademarks. So you would get a brand mark, which if we think of Nike, it is swoosh, the tick. If you had to think of Planet Fitness, it would be that little picture that they have. The brand name in this example is Nike, but the trademark is the little TM in the circle. You see, the trademark represents the brand Nike or part of that brand, and it gives it legal protection and gives the manufacturer the exclusive right to use that brand name or mark. Trademarks are registered, which makes it illegal for any competitor to use that same trademark. So just to repeat, a trademark represents a brand or part of the brand that is given legal protection and gives the manufacturer exclusive right to the use of that brand name or brand mark. So how loyal are you to a specific brand? You see, the long-term success of a brand is based on the consumers who become regular users of that brand. Consumers become brand loyal when they believe the unique value of that product can satisfy their needs. So for example, I am brand loyal to Cadbury's chocolate. I will not buy Beacon chocolate because I really believe in the Cadbury's range. Now, when we talk about trademarks, there are two different types of trademarks or branding that one gets. The first one is the manufacturer's trademark. So it uses one trademark and markets all products under this particular trademark. So if we think of BMW, we know that they make vehicles, all right? And we would all like to drive a BMW one day. I know I certainly would. So they manufacture cars. But is there something else that BMW also manufactures that we are possibly not quite aware of? Yep, that's it. They manufacture motorbikes too. So let's look at some other examples of a manufacturer's brand. So if we think of All Gold, okay, we all know All Gold tomato sauce, but they also manufacture other tinned food or boxed food like tomato juice in this picture here. What about Dove? We know that Dove manufactures soap, and now they do deodorants and they do moisturizers, so they can extend their brand under that one manufacturer's name. Let's think about Nestle. Nestle manufactures many different products. So think of Nescafe, Milo, Smarties, Nestum, Kit Kat. Those are all manufactured under Nestle, and it's quite easy for them to bring in a new product because their brand, Nestle, is well known. So just looking at Nestle again, if you look at this picture here, you'll see a range of products that are all under the Nestle trademark. However, each single product that Nestle manufactures has its own individual trademark. So think of Bar One. Bar One is individually trademarked, even though it's under the manufacturer's trademark of Nestle. We then get the private label brands, which are produced and solely owned by the retailer. So for example, Pick n Pay has their own private label, as does Spar, as does Checkers. So these are ones that are then produced just for that particular retailer. I know that Clicks also have their own private labels. Sometimes we refer to them as their house brand labels. So where does one go to register a trademark, you need to go to CIPC, the Company's Intellectual and Properties Commission, and they have all the information regarding trademarks, patents, copyright there. What's interesting about a trademark is it can last forever, provided that you renew it every 10 years. And obviously there is a payment that goes along with that. And lastly, with regards to trademarks, we're going to look at the importance of branding to the consumer. So it helps the consumer to identify the product straight away. Consumers then feel safer when there's an established or well-known brand that they purchase. So if Nestle brings out a new type of chocolate, you're going to know what that brand is going to offer you, and you're going to be more willing to purchase it. Some trademarks give consumers status. So for example, you might be someone who likes a specific brand of peanut butter. So let's say you like Black Cat, and you will always only buy Black Cat because you feel that also shows that you can spend a little bit more as opposed to the Yum Yum peanut butter, which is slightly cheaper. We also need to look at the importance of branding to the business, all right? It's easier to sell the product when they've already established a brand and a trademark. A higher price can be charged because it's such a successful brand. So branding helps with market segmentation, identifying who that target market of yours is. It reduces marketing costs as the product is already well known because of the brand that exists. So lastly, to end off with trademarks and branding, I thought it might be fun to show you a couple of logos and to see if you can identify these logos. Right, I'm going to put it up on the screen next. So some of them look pretty easy. The first one up here, Island Style. This one is BP. This one over here is Steers. And then I start getting a little bit lost. This is the Lotto. This one is SARS, South African Revenue Services. This one is YDE. This one here is missing some letters inside, so I'm sure you can figure that one out. DeFi. This one here, we see it when we watch movies, DreamWorks. This one up here, it's to do with paper, so it's Mondi. This one here with a little unicorn is Clicks. So you can try and do this on your own. I'm going to give you a couple of seconds to have a look at it, and then I'm going to put the next slide up, which has the answers. I must say, I didn't do very well, and I only got 23 out of 31. So hopefully you can figure some of them out. Right, you can pause it now if you want to have a longer look, and I'm going to show the answers. There you go. So pause it again if you want to check your answers. Have a wonderful day. Cheers.